I'm just going to give some commentary about Freya's hard mode. I'm going to go over a couple of kills and a couple of attempts in the PTR and kind of talk about how different ways to do things. I'm going to start actually with the end of the fight, where
I have theory.
The world first kill way back in the original Wrath. This is the phase 2. It's pretty easy. Pretty much once you get here, it's a kill. But the mechanics are bugged on PTR, so I just figured we'd start with them and get them out of the way. Basically, there's 3 things that happen throughout the entire fight. These sunbeams. You see these hard to see things. They pulse for a lot of AoE damage. You need to get out of them. So that's thing 1. Thing 2 is there's trees that spawn, and the trees kind of like get bigger and bigger, and when they bloom, they heal all the her and the ads that are up. So you want to kill them ASAP. And then 3 people get rooted, and the only way to get out of the root is for your friends to kill the root. It has like an HP. It's not a lot of HP, but somebody needs to go and kill it. So those 3 things happen the entire fight, and they'll happen in phase 2, and you'll see them. And then the other mechanic in phase 2, you just tank her. You need to put MS up, so aim shot, and you'll need to move away from the bombs. There's bombs that spawn periodically. She drops like 10, and you need to not be near them, and so everybody repositions. So these are the bombs going off here. So everybody's going to stack. You'll have a range stack and a melee stack. You want to be stacked together so all the bombs are clumped before you move. So here they got a melee clump and one on range, so everybody moves away, and people are going to clump back together. So there's more bombs coming up, and they're going to move, a lot of them in melee, some of them in range, and there's the roots. Here's the roots. So these people are rooted. So this is how it can be dangerous. So you get rooted and you're a bomb, and your friends don't care about you, and they don't DPS it. You got to DPS it. Or you get rooted in the sunbeam. So it's super important that you get those down as quickly as possible.
Watch Vin's HP.
So again here, melee, ranged, new
HP.
bombs, you move.
Good DPS, pay attention,
Super
focus.
easy. Ground tremor also happens throughout the entire fight. You see this little cast bar here. And I want you to just keep an eye on this HP of the raid. Not great, so you have to make sure everybody's topped before this happens. You lose about 50% of your HP. If you're not topped, raid sacks can be good, but it's every 30 seconds or so, so you're not going to be able to sack all of them, so you got to pick your spots.
Keep heals going here. Keep heals going and we win.
New sets of bombs that get thrown away. And
Go.
Good DPS, top all pot.
Roots, 2 unranged.
Okay, so there's more roots here and new bombs. You gotta get these roots out quickly. You know,
get it.
these
Move.
people are probably panicking, and this guy dies because nobody got his roots out. You don't
He's-
like.
Adjust.
And this guy just walks into the bombs. It's great.
Get back to no.
Tammy's down.
Ollie's down.
So that's pretty much the fight.
Ollies are down.
Pods.
Pods are down.
Having said that, you can literally kill this phase with like half the raid. There's no. You have to have a certain amount of DPS because she has got some healing debuff that she does, or healing buff. So you have to be able to out DPS that, and make sure your healers don't go.
Pods move.
Left.
There's a pod on me. Watch out.
But that's pretty much it. So now, how do we get here? So on pull, Freya takes no damage. Well, she takes damage, but she heals through it immediately. So the damage at the beginning means nothing. It's basically 6 ad phases, and there's 3 different types. And you can get them in random order. So you get a first 3 set, and then another 3 set.
Pay attention.
So here is the first set they get is lashers. Lashers are low HP mobs that detonate when they die. So what they do is so there's a lot of different ways to do this. You can be as creative or as lack of creative as you want. So,
Yes.
but universally, everybody should stack on Freya, so that way they all come towards the center. So they can be used up by the consecrate. 2, they need to be. You need to make sure that if you're going to use an AOE, that you don't use differential damage. So, for example, if you're a rogue Fan and Knivesing, you don't want to be targeting and meleeing one while Fan and Knivesing because that one's going to drop way below everybody else. So you want to make sure that you can only use abilities that damage all of them all together. So here they do a bunch of damage,
Anticipate me.
and they have a frost trap down already. That's what they're going to do is they're going to AoE taunt tree that this has to die. You see this little Einar's gift. This is the tree that spawns periodically. If it blooms, everybody gets healed.
Stop AoE, stop AoE, stop AoE.
So here they're calling stop AoE. It's about 25%. And here they're gonna Shadow Fury, and then they're gonna stun it away, and then they're gonna pull it.
Just move
Camp,
away.
camp.
Other options is you can literally have like a couple of knockbacks, and like at 25% you do double knockback, Shadow Fury, or whatever. There's lots of ways to do this. Just find whichever way works for you, I guess. So that's the first set of ads. It could be any of the first three.
It's fine.
Next, they get these 3 ad phase. Okay, so there's 3 different mobs.
Like in-
They have different levels of HP. The most annoying one is the Snap Lasher, this little guy right here. So he does no damage at the very beginning, but every time he gets hit, he increases damage by 10%. So he gets a little stack. I don't know if they have the buffs here. They don't, but so every time he gets a direct hit or spell, he increases his damage by 10%, and it stacks up to 99 times, so up to 990%. The goal is to kite him. So you can either have a DPS kite him, you can have a Frosty K kite him,
The melee.
you can tank him for a little bit, then stun him, and then do a range taunt from away. Lots of different ways you can deal with them. These 3 ads need to die at the same time. Well, within 10 seconds. So there's also, and these guys have less HP, so, you know, there's the Water Spirit does a cast that needs to be interrupted. It generally tends to die first because the melee are on it. But my plan is to try to tank it all together at the beginning. Once the guy gets about 50 stacks, you can odd jump, paints up the tank, and then the other tank that's tanking Freya can range taunt him away. And then that way,
That should be fine.
Don't be stupid.
and then that way you can reliably get the same amount of damage plus
Actually,
moving
says Katua.
parts. Other things you can do is crippling poison or slows,
Being
earthbind,
nature
all that
fury
stuff.
smart.
Now, this guy is kind of a dangerous mob. He silences unless, and the button puts a dot, but unless you get onto one of these mushrooms. So these mushrooms spawn, they kind of go all the way and then they disappear. So the tank's got to drag him to a mushroom where the melee and him can stand next to or under. The range also should spread out under different mushrooms. There's also an ability called Fury. So you see this Fury on a bunch of mobs. And it's basically the phase 1, phase 3 Vash static charge. It does an AoE pulse. It's a lot of damage. You want to be
Master
out.
Read.
Okay. So this is pretty straightforward. These mushrooms are getting pretty big, which means they're about to disappear. So what you should do is look for smaller ones that are going to be there longer. So he moves them here. He's being proactive. He's going to try to find, so these disappeared. He's going to try to find new. He's going to try to find new mushrooms as you go. And then there's a tree, there's roots, there's sunbeams going through this entire fight, as well as ground tremor. All of these mechanics in isolation are pretty easy. It's the coordination between all of them that will need some practice.
Do we have anything to get over? Fatty should be able to.
Tanking that
Just
fucking
tanking.
conservator. If it's
I'm in
Lasher, I
the
can
room.
figure
Do
out.
Tremor soon.
Okay, so that's all 3 waves. Then now the next one, now it's just going to repeat again, and again in a random order. So they're getting lashers again.
Detonators.
Yeah, it is.
So everybody stacks. They seem to just want to AoE taunt and drag them to a frost trap. Is their preferred method of dealing with these.
Oh, I can hit her with one. She takes
But again, you can literally do it any way.
By the AoE spawn.
Sunbeam, so you
Watch AoE, watch AoE.
gotta get that tree in the back, otherwise they're all gonna heal.
10 seconds, so just wait for it.
Getting the tree down is always highest priority. Whatever you're doing, it's not as important as getting trees.
Yeah, wait for it.
Because your damage, if it blooms, your damage
all
is
your
gonna go
buffs.
for
I
naught.
got Mark on her.
Doing now. Taunting.
So here they're at like 15 to 35%. They taunt, AoE taunt and move away, and then a Shadow Fury at the end.
Rooted.
Elementals are conservator next, guys. Be ready.
Sunbeam.
One move.
Tree to
Another
the
one.
east.
Don't kill it, don't kill it.
So here they're saying don't kill this tree because everything is already at 100%. I disagree with that. You just get it out of the way and start DPSing.
Is your
Why
vanish
make
gonna
the
be up
fight last
towards?
longer than it needs to be?
30 seconds.
Mine is. Focus
let
up,
you know.
guys. We got this. This is a kill. Focus. Watch their HP.
wow.
Don't fuck this up.
Did we just do that?
My mastery's down. Yep.
Get buffs on
So
like
here the snap lasher is getting kited. You can have a hunter or a warlock kite it, but you just need to make sure it's slowed the entire time. Otherwise, it will one shot. At some point, it's gonna have so much debuffs on it. It's gonna one shot.
I'll just it's
Tree up
20.
in the middle.
Even at full.
Snap that 40.
I need
I'll just
buffs.
10. Get on
Snap. Snap us out quick.
30.
Yeah, good buffs on
Just
the
it's
roof.
sub 5.
Kill free.
That's a 10.
And that's it. That's pretty much
I don't want to
it.
get a thing up.
10.
There's gonna be a conservator. They're gonna last.
2.
The end.
I will do
Alright.
up to
So we're gonna look at Fusion doing this,
We go.
kind of a more of a modern approach. Again, fight starts.
mana.
There is
I'm gonna give you innervate thing.
Spread out.
there's nothing really going on here. Lashers come in, everybody stacks because you want them to be on top of Freya.
Only multi-target attack.
Here they're mentioning not to have differential damage on
Knock away
these.
1.
You want them all to go down at the same amount.
Knock away 2. Get away. Get away. Use go Moonkin go. Moonkin go.
And here they hit
Shadow-
it. They do
Shadow
2
Fury.
knockbacks and a Shadow Fury and then call it a day.
Yeah.
Don't cheat
That's how you
it.
Perfection.
fucking do
Cheat
it,
in.
boys.
Like, this is a ground tremor.
Tree,
Look at
tree,
the
tree,
damage
tree,
here.
Tremor. Did we get that desect or no?
We did not.
Okay,
We didn't need it though, so good.
So if you have a really clean phase, the tremors are really not important. It's if you're gonna save DSAC, it's for when this guy's around because there's so much more damage and silence.
Look for mushrooms.
Yeah, I think if we do those
Light spread.
plainly,
Light
we
spread. Don't all
expect
be
that.
under the same mushroom.
Nature's Fury on hands.
So the reason why you don't want to be on the same mushroom is if you get Nature's Fury, it hits a lot of
On this
people.
one,
So.
personals on this one. Energy beam thing.
Look for the sunbeams.
There's a new one right here, melee. Lifebinder's gift somewhere. Tree.
Yeah, there's
Right underneath of it.
Tremor.
I got the sack. I got the sack.
Oh, I did it as well. Pentax.
this guy just didn't get a
I'll
heal
have it.
with his Nature's Fury.
Can we
Plus
get Van
grounding
up?
was kind
Yeah,
of a
I
lot
just
of
need
Iron Roots on me.
Roots on Pentax.
Heal Vin. Heal Vin.
Notably, if you get rooted yourself, you can. If you're a DPS dealer, you can just hit it yourself. So.
Just ran
Break the
right
roots,
over
please.
next to me and killed me.
Do you have a res?
You need that ring.
All right, so now we have the triple ads. What they're going to try to do is kite the Snap Lasher.
I got first
Give me
silence
a
going
forward
Spread
two
out,
attack.
spread out,
Keep
spread
chains of
out.
ice on it the entire time.
Sorry, up.
Okay.
Spread out. Spread
We
out.
need mushrooms. We still got mushroom buff right now. ENR's gift in the river. Lights and shit on the stuff.
Notably, what you can do for these Snap Lashers, and what I would like to try to do, is to also have. You notice how? So let me see if
stunning.
I can. So here's their stacks, right? They have 55 stacks, and this is the timer. The timer of the debuff is 4 seconds. So if you actually stop
Don't have any
DPS on
this
it,
one.
We have battle resist.
it can actually drop the
We
debuff
don't have a res
altogether.
for 'em, I don't think. I think
No,
we
we're
got
all
it.
done.
Obviously, people are not doing that here. But what you can do is you can, get to like 50% or 50 stacks, have this tank taunt it, and everybody just stops DPS.
Iron Roots.
Notably, dots and
We need
other
a DSAC for the next one.
channel spells don't
I have
actually
50 seconds out on mine.
Same.
don't increase stacks. So you can still have dots on there. You drop the stacks, and then now it becomes tankable again. And you can stun it, and you can do all
Yeah,
sorts of
heroism.
stuff.
I'm down by the river.
Lord of your Nexus, who wants
Might be
to
an
bait?
easier way of doing
We're
it.
down at the
Give it
river.
some.
I'm fine.
So again, conservator. This is kind of when there's a lot of damage going out with
Personals,
ground
personals.
tremor.
We're going back towards the ranged.
Infuse.
Away from this.
You got the ground tremor
Gift
early
by
in the phase,
Freya.
which is
There's one
good.
right next to us here, melee.
So here there's a tree, there's sunbeams,
In the back.
there's roots in the back.
Caster hit that
There's
tree.
a lot of stuff going on.
It's dead.
Iron
This is the nice thing about being spread too, is if there's a tree that's way out of the way, you kind of can't expect melee to go and get it. Also, if all the casters are here and it spawns over here, it's a walk. So you really you should really be spread.
Army of the Dead. Okay.
Watch for sunbeams.
For DPS, if you're gonna use cooldowns, this is the guy that you should use cooldowns
Just
on.
tree.
You know, trinkets,
I'll
2
get the
minutes,
tremor.
etc.
Peace out.
Thanks, sir. Go,
It's a
go,
ground
go.
tremor.
Makator.
It's out.
Alright, I get next. Stack.
Lasher. So this is again, they're
We're
gonna
heading
stack
back
here.
towards only multi-target attacks.
Aura mastery.
It's out.
Give me a knock away.
Infuse.
Give me a knock away. Alright, give me the next knock away.
They're going.
Alright, give me the Moonkin shit. Alright, give me the Warlock shit now.
I could.
Freeze.
They're hard to
Those
hit.
have frost traps. So I think just a single fan and eyes crippling
Oh my
poison is
God.
more
Don't
than
shoot
enough.
these
This is
animals.
too
Don't
many
shoot in.
moving parts. You
Finish
just have
him.
crippling
Chains
on
of
them,
Ice.
and
Do a
I
sack.
think you're
I got
solid.
it out. Chains of Ice.
Get away from that one. Get away from that one.
Chains of Ice, please. Chains of Ice. It's getting into the raid.
The problem with knockbacks is
Iron
that
roots.
they got really separated. So this is kind of why this is so scuffed. The first time around, they were like they got knocked back in the same place. These guys this time were like kind of divergent.
There's just one more, right? Can you honk?
Yeah. I need to innervate.
I'm.
I already hit you.
They were tapped.
Should be back up.
To get it.
Mana hemming.
So
we have
here, this
silences
is
here,
grabbing
DK,
stacks. You
for
see
the-
these
Yep.
stacks here, right?
Mine's out. Mine's out.
Alright, let me know when they're done and I'll hodge.
Tremor.
Notice it's like 25 stacks and it's 30 stacks and it's already halfway. So like if you just get a pain sub, just stop DPS on this and then go again. More than
Hodge.
you don't need to do this.
Tree,
whole
tree, tree.
fighting business.
Tree in the river. I'm totally him.
Roots in the back on Kirks. By the way, me. I can kill it
Keep
myself. too,
Nekator
I'm
up.
gonna kill it.
Not sure exactly what stack
Water
point is,
spirit
would
thing.
actually kill a tank. That's
Keep interrupting.
They're very
pain
close.
sub and
They're
shield
very
wall.
close.
Kill, stun
Just
the
go
water.
experiment
Stun the
on.
guy if you can.
We need some
Walls up.
cooldowns. I'm totally fucked.
Kill all three.
Hemming, hemming.
They're in the sunlight melee.
Alright, cool. So this ground tremor was brutal for them, right? So
Hemming, hemming.
They're in the sunlight melee.
boom, look at this. Bunch of people there not topped off.
Alright,
Bunch of deaths.
Decator, leave it
Notably,
there.
look at the healer mana. They're really struggling.
Range
It's a
come
lot
to
of
me.
extra
Range
damage.
come to skull.
Just because things are just
Stack.
not clean enough.
Kill the strength and
There's a lot
iron
of
roots.
extra damage going out.
Kill the roots. Kill
So
the roots.
probably want to save interface.
Melee.
for-
Reset you.
The other thing is you want nature resist for a lot of this.
We're gonna have to
and then
move
you also
as a
want fire
group.
Ready?
resist for the
Ranged over here at
lashers.
skull. We're just gonna move to the other side of the river when the
Make
shit
sure to
comes
have
out.
toes
I'm at it in
down.
there.
That's pretty much it. And you just kind of there's not a lot one way to do these things. This is kind of one of my favorite fights because
Yeah.
you can innovate
Yeah,
and
we're
be
done with
as
the waves. This is
you know,
this is a kill as long as
innovative as you want to be.
probably
She
Now, this
is she
isn't-
doing it?
This is the PTR. She
I don't
doesn't
think
do the
we have
bombs.
damage,
She didn't
though.
do anything
Maybe
here
a little
actually.
bomb.
What do you mean?
working on
That's
it.
why
Make
it's
sure. Do we have
broken.
mortal strike up?
You're supposed to have sunbeams,
I'm
trees,
having try.
roots,
Okay.
Get
and
ready to kill iron roots.
and bombs. And that's it.